My name is Dean Jelsing, and I was unfortunate enough to have 2 surgeries in a matter of a couple weeks.
He went through the surgery really well and everything went fine. He was discharged in 7 days, and they asked if we would like to have a home visit, and I said that would be great.
Hi, I'm Janine. I'm an RN with All True's Home Visits.
My name is Betty Walker, and I live here in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I'm 82 years old.
I am Bethany Abrahamson. I am a health coach RN at the Family Medicine Residency.
My name is Dee Dee Usseldinger. I'm the supervisor of pulmonary lab and neurodiagnostics at All True Health System.
My name is Tim Nesdell. I'm a paramedic with All True Health System. I've been employed here for 16 years, and I had the privilege of working with a committee to start a post-hospitalization home visit program.
Janine was the nurse who came over for this home visit, and I just felt very comfortable with her right away.
When I was young, and I was back in the 50s, all the doctors made house calls. My children never had a pediatrician call in the hospital. They always came to the house. So it's a remarkable program.
My brother Tim was a patient at All True Health System a couple times, and the fact that he had a home visit was absolutely phenomenal.
I think it was just another reassurance that I was being looked after by professional people, and that's very important.
She sat down, visited, answered our questions, made me feel comfortable about handling things with him. Later he had this gallbladder attack and back in the hospital for surgery, and then they offered us a home visit and I said, oh, absolutely. She was very helpful, and Janine came back the next day after his gallbladder surgery. And it was a little different story. I think she was a little more alarmed when she saw him because he was not looking real well. And he had a tube coming out of his tummy, and so she checked all of those incisions, and she changed the dressing on an incision. She told me how to empty this bag that was coming, that body fluids or tummy fluids were coming out, and she took his vitals, and that's when she thought that we would benefit from this telemonitoring. And I said, absolutely. I felt really reassured that taking his weight and his vitals every day, I felt very good about that. She was very compassionate, and I even cried when she left. So it's a wonderful program.
The convenience of it is first and foremost, but it also gives my doctor a chance to see how I live and what my environment is, and then he can get a bigger picture of Betty, and I appreciate that very much.
January of 2018, Tim was discharged from the hospital. He thought he was ready to be discharged from the hospital and was very excited to go home, but got home and went home with a list of medications that he did not know what he was doing with. So I got the phone call to please come and help them take a look at it with a little bit of background that I had. They were hoping that I could help a little bit. So I got over there, walked in, and he was very anxious, very scared. He was someone who never even wanted to take a Tylenol in his life. With that anxiety that he had, it affected the whole family. I got to work the next day, and I talked to my manager, Courtney Karen, who was also overseeing the home visits at that time, and she could see the anxiety in my eyes and my voice, and she said, let me see what I can do. I got a call that night, and He was so grateful. And if anybody knows my brother Tim, they know that he is the most laid back, easygoing, never gets riled up. He's the one that always calms everybody else down. And to see how he was so anxious that night, and to get the phone call the day after his visit, or the day of his visit, I should say, he was ecstatic and comfortable. He thought he was ready and was very anxious to get home, but once he got home, the anxiety rose very quickly, as he wasn't probably as ready or prepared as he thought he was to go home. And neither I don't think the family was either. And not to mention, it's a very scary time. He lived a month past that, so he knew he didn't have much more time. And so he had questions on oxygen, he had questions on just any little thing, and he was going to fight till the end, and he did. So it was just a very calming feeling for all of us that somebody stopped there. And we're very grateful.
There are a lot of people who would normally probably be readmitted to the hospital that are able to adjust and stay at home, you know, after they've been discharged from the hospital. A lot of things are just, they have questions that they didn't think about when they were in the hospital, and we can answer them for them without having to come back to the hospital.
Oh, it just feels so amazing. It's so satisfying to know that you had a little bit of a hand in helping someone aid their recovery. It's very rewarding.
This home visit program has meant a lot to me. There's really no words to express the experiences that I myself have been able to be involved with. It's not just seeing a patient one after another. It's watching them, it's seeing them grow, seeing their care. There are reasons why patients can't come in, and there's reasons why they don't take their medications. And until you experience what they're going through and watching them and their families, you get a different outlook on life.
The best care at Altru. He really did. He had great care. He thought the world of his nurses, his respiratory therapists, his doctors, and everybody really fought for him till the end, and was very much appreciated. It's the Altru family.
I think it's a wonderful program. I think everybody should have the opportunity to have that. As a caregiver, it just gave me some reassurance.
Can I put in a plug for Altru, because I think they're the greatest thing since ice cream. The nurses, all the personnel. I had to get that in even if you edit it out.